That USB, she swallowed it in front of the officer. Don't ask me how.
How does it?
I have no idea.
Actually, you are one of the first businesses I know who've had to send an employee to jail.
Yeah. To the police. So I just went in for an advice. So I went in, I told my story, and they were like, even they were shocked. And I got actually a lesson that I must look at my employees as criminals. I must stop trusting too much.
You are too young to have this level of problems. Welcome to another edition of Mindset Profits. I'm super excited to be bringing this one because for the very first time I get to talk to a young mentee. We had a training program online and she told a story that was touching to everyone that was listening. And when I was listening, I thought to myself, you are too young. Babalwa, you are too young to have this level of problems.
Yeah.
Because you are one of the first, actually you are one of the first businesses I know who've had to send an employee to jail.
Yeah.
So I hit you up and said, you had me have to do a podcast.
Yes.
Here we are.
And now we're here, flew all the way.
All the way from the Eastern Cape. How are you?
I'm good, Coach. How are you?
How's the trip?
The trip was fine. Just above an hour, so it was okay. Manageable.
Not too bad, no?
Not too bad at all.
All right, so I think let's get into it. What happened? How did you get to where we are today?
So, one of the things that really fulfill my heart is to grow young minds. And in this point in my life is to grow young female minds, you know. So I employed a young lady who had just completed her diploma in accountancy. Obviously no experience and whatsoever, which is what I was looking for based on what I just said. So, and she was one of the very first employees in the company. And fast forward to just about a year plus, actually, almost 2 years. First year, company is trying to grow, getting clients, all of that, mentoring her or training her into, you know, the role. Then at a point, we were unfortunate that in our office, they broke in.
Yeah.
In fact, one Monday morning, she gave me a call. Sissy, I'm in the office and all windows are broken. And then, obviously informed the landlord. And the next day, because I was away, the next day I had to be in the office. So I thought, it's just going to be a one-day thing. The landlord is going to come, fix the windows. It's going to be done. So I saw, okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I think that week was actually a very cold week. And I was thinking to myself that this is not a conducive environment for her to work. And in fact, I thought, she never asked for leave or to take leave or just a day for
She's
family
hardworking. She loves your company.
She loves, And then I was like, okay, you know what? I gave her a half day that Friday. And then on Sunday, as I was busy prepping for the next coming week, I was like, okay, let me just give her a week off, So I sent her a text, told her, don't worry.
You have the week off.
Yes, you have the week off. We're going to sort this out so long, blah, blah, blah. And then Monday morning, around 7 o'clock, way before, probably an hour before our trading hours, because we operate from 8:30 until 4:30. I'm preparing for work, right? She gives me a call. Hi, Sissy. Where can I get the keys? I'm in the office. Kanchani, like, why are you there? I know, I thought to myself, because I probably left things hanging on Friday. Let me come finish them off. I'm like, no, you don't have to worry about them. I'll be here. Just don't worry about anything. I'm here. And then, no, Sissy, I don't have transport money. I sent her money to get home safely. Sure. So I got to work. Opened the office because I haven't been in that office for a long time because we were busy trying to open another branch
The
in East
new
London,
office.
the new office, yes. So I was just checking what else needs to be fixed and blah blah blah, and preparing for admin for the day now. And then around about the morning went by, around about 12ish, past 12. I noticed, so how my office is positioned, I have a view to see who's walking towards the office
Or
or
standing
who's
outside.
passing by, yes, or standing outside. So I noticed there's a elderly,
Suspicious
yes,
looking
yeah,
person outside.
yes, outside. So obviously I waved and tried to assist. So she approached and finally came in. I'm like, hi ma'am, how are you? How can I help? Like, oh no, I'm just standing outside because I know that your office is closed for the week. No, ma'am, we are open. For a second I paused, but I'm like, okay, a client need to be professional. I'm like, no, ma'am, don't worry. How can we help? We are open. We will open for the rest of the week. I was like, okay. Actually, I was just passing by. Fortunately, I noticed. I wasn't even sure. I saw the doors open, but I wasn't sure if it's actually open because I'm not expecting you guys to open. Then I'm like, okay, ma'am, how can we help you? Like, okay, I have already paid. Can I please get my file? I did get a message, a communication that the books are ready for collection and our annual financial statements are ready. I'm like, okay, ma'am, what is your school name? She tells me the name of the school. And in my head, I'm like, I know
don't
my
know this
clients.
client.
I know my clients. And because now we are growing, I know all of the ones that I've reviewed and I've signed off. Ne? And I'm like, not this one. And I was like, okay, ma'am, can you please show me your proof of payment? Sharp. So she shows me. When I look at the proof of payment, the actual bank is the same, but the account number is not the same.
You discovered that you don't know this client.
Yes.
So this is work that she was doing and signing off with your signature.
Yes.
As your company, or she would divert the clients to her company?
She doesn't have a company. So my company, my signature, her banking details. And so that was the first client. During the day, a second client walked in, same problem. And the next day, another client walked in, same thing. Thursday, same thing. And I'm sitting there in the office, I'm like, man, something is definitely wrong here, you know. And then
So these clients she didn't want them to not go to the office.
remember the first client, the lady, the first
Yeah.
client to walk in, the one who was hesitant to walk in there, showed me all of these documentations and then the voice recording which she received from the clerk saying that for the rest of the week the office will be closed.
So she had sent this voice recording to all her clients.
Her clients, yes. So now she's got her own little firm within within the practice, basically. So Thursday afternoon, I'm like, man, this thing, it's not sitting well with me, and the number keeps growing, ne? So I had to step out of the office just to clear my mind because I'm like, okay, what do I do now?
All right. So I can imagine when you are talking to these clients, you are getting angry as well in the process.
I was
How are
definitely
you?
getting
How
angry.
are you keeping your cool?
You know what? I don't know how I was keeping my cool because I think for me, because I'm normally and generally like a calm person, so and I tried not to show the client what is happening, but then I was like, you know what? I don't have anything to hide because eventually they will have to know,
Yeah.
because and then realize on Thursday when this kept going on that this is actually bigger than I think, because if someone is using my signature, I haven't reviewed, I don't know the quality of work that she's authorizing, and then
your practice number.
and my practice number, And the first client was actually a client from my mom's, my late mom's excellency consultants company. So the client, so it's not just my reputation, it's not my company reputation, it's hers as well, my mom's as well, you know. And then I was like, this is bigger than me. As I walked out, so I'm talking to, you know, my go-to people, you know, I'm like, okay, also entrepreneurs, I'm like, hey, I'm having a challenge here, I don't know what to do.
This is still within the 1 week.
This is still within the 1
And
week.
at this point, you're angry, but she doesn't know that you've discovered this.
I'm angry, she doesn't know. You know, she's just off for the week, isn't it? And I'm fixing the windows in the office. So, and then one of the people I called was like, just go to the police. And I was actually parked outside, and probably I said, outside the police station. As I was making those calls, I was parked outside the police station, because within me, with what I said in the beginning,
Yeah.
this is someone I want to grow. This is someone I want to add value.
So there's still a part of you that says, I want to develop this person. I want to help them.
Yes. Like I promise you, I probably even over an hour I was sitting there. And then when, you know, one of the people I called said police station, and I'm like thinking, there's a lot actually that I will lose if I don't do this. How do I then call my professional body and say this is happening, my practice number? Because remember, all of these audited financial statements, or that I've the preparation of all of these financial statements are going to be submitted at the district office of the Department of Education, because my primary clients for now is schools, right? Section 21 schools, which is government schools. And the district will be audited by Auditor General. When they pick all of these things, and obviously the quality of these financials, you can already tell, but not in a good state, you know. Went in. I was like, you know what? At this point, I'm fighting my mind, because I've never done this before. I've never in my life had to take anyone. I've never had to go report, to the police. So I just went in for an advice. So I went in, I told my story, and they were like, even they were shocked. They were like, okay, do you know where she stays? And because obviously I had taken her details. Thank you. I had taken her details.
Yeah.
But remember I said Babalwa is a small town and a lot of rural areas. So I know the rural area. There's no street number. There's no house number.
Yeah.
And the rural area is quite a, you know, a big area.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge, additional challenge that I realized I had from the police station, from the conversations we were having at the police station with the police officers. So they advised me, you know what, don't open a case now. Call her. In fact, they said I must call her there.
Back to work.
This was a Thursday, isn't it? Back to work tomorrow. Then when she's there, I can call them to come now.
Okay.
Not to arrest, but to invite her to the police station, because I did not open a case yet, which actually worked out perfectly fine. So while I was still at the police station, I gave her a call, put her on loudspeaker. Hi, Sissy, it's okay. The windows are still not fixed, but anyways, I need you now. Please come report tomorrow. She was so excited, like waiting for the call, waiting for the call. Now this is Friday morning. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Because now clients were already coming in. And I knew that obviously I'm not, with what I have discovered, I'm not going to, you know, continue with her. And I needed help. So I ran interviews during that week. And on Friday when she came, I already appointed someone else. So she found someone sitting in her chair. And she was busy cleaning when I got there, and I had employed now a young gentleman.
Okay.
So
Did he know what was going on?
I had to tell him because the cops were going to be in the office, and I didn't want it's his first time, the office first time working for
Yo,
the
there's
already.
drama here.
So I had to, I tried to be honest by all means and create a very open environment for my employees. But
Okay.
anyways, cops came in. I called, they answered, they came. They asked for me. I said, I'm here. And they asked, is this, because they already know her name. And we're like, yes, that's her. They're like, okay, can we please come talk outside? Went outside. They explained to them what is happening. And then they explained to her that she's got rights to what. But for now, they're just inviting her to the police station together with me so that I can open a case and then the process. That happened. We were at the police station. Then we were taken in a private room. Then we went on with the details, and she never denied anything. But she was shocked, though. Like, she was like very panicking and, pacing and all of that. And then I actually had a chance to talk to her now because
At the police station.
At the police station with the police officers. So my mind is still, you are so young. And because she told me she still wants to go back to school. She can't go back to school. I told her she needs to apply and then give me quotations. The company will pay for her studies,
Mm-hmm.
And at the point, sometimes when we're doing our catch-ups, I haven't received any quotations. Are you ready to, in a good mindset for school? What is everything okay? And then I know I'm still working on it, So, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at her, and that mind is still there. Like, I'm like, why did you do it? I'm like, no, sorry, Sissy, please, can we not do it this way? I'll make sure I get another job, even if I work 3 jobs a day to pay you off. And I'm like, okay, when did you start doing this? Because as much as in the previous year, we were still not
growing.
we were growing and not getting a lot of clients. Some of the schools from my mom's firm were coming, and then that's how she really got a practical experience. And I was like, no, Sissy, it was just a five schools. And I'm like, 5 schools, why did you do that? I wanted to go to school. I'm like, but I said the firm will pay, so it was nothing, basically, not telling me the real truth. Was like, you know what? And I'm like, you know what? Now is the time for you to be honest with me, or otherwise I will hand over to the cops to take over. And she was still not honest. And then, the first client, when I looked in the office, there was no file.
Yeah.
Ne? But she had paid all of this communication of collection and whatever, right? She had received. Now I asked her, where are the files? Because now I have to redo this work. It's fine, I don't have the money, but for this purpose and the sake of my practice and my reputation, I must deliver. And then, no, Sissy, all the files are at home. I'm like, all? What do you mean all? And then, so I was busy with the other, in between talking to her, the other police officers taking a statement. Not a problem. So all of that happened. At this point, I'm like, you know what? I still feel like she doesn't understand what I'm trying to do, like with her or for her, or how I'm trying to improve and grow, her and try to make a difference in her life. So, and she's still playing all of these mind games and blah, blah, and not being honest with me. And then right there and then, because I was still willing to drop all of in fact, I haven't even opened,
a
case. So, but I was still willing to stop everything if she comes clean and, but that didn't happen. So I was like, okay. And anyways, I had to go. I'm like, is it possible to get the client's files today? So I'm talking to the police officers. I was like, no, there's processes. But I'm like, I am losing. And the client has been waiting for a week already. So they have to submit. How soon can this happen? They had to consult the seniors, blah, blah, blah. But then I got the files 3 days later. So I took the police officer's numbers. I left her there.
Yeah.
Oh, when she came, so in the office, There's laptops, Wi-Fi, telephone, all of the equipment. So she doesn't have to have her own laptop or bring her own laptop to work and all of that. So she carried a backpack. So I'm assuming maybe it's just a jersey or a lunch box and whatever.
Yeah.
So as I was about to leave, one of the officers said, actually, what do you have in your bag? Can we see? It was a laptop.
Yeah.
And then as the police officers were also asking her questions, she was just on her phone. And at a point that the police officers had to take her phone, because now they're saying, actually, this phone, you're busy, being disturbed while we're talking to you. This is serious. Do you understand what's happening here? What, and you're not taking it serious. They took the phone and they took the laptop because now they are serving as evidence. Because also, remember, she posted a status on WhatsApp saying the office is closed for the week. Yes. So I left her there.
So the laptop had evidence.
No.
She wasn't trying to delete it.
At that point, they just took the laptop. I didn't know when I left what the laptop had. So they said the laptop, because of this case and because she had brought her own laptop to work while there's, everything to work in the office. So that was kind of in case it is an evidence. Until it is not, then she will get it back. I left. I was obviously busy training the new...
the replacement.
Yes. And then later on, when I got home now around 6, I called one of the officers. I'm like, okay, sister, can you please tell me what happened after I left? So I was probably there for like an hour plus. What happened after I left? I was like, you don't want to know. I'm like, Kanjani, what happened? Is she fine? Because I'm still, concerned and worried. Ne? And actually, I had asked the police officers, is she fine if she calls her mom and her family so that at least they know where she is and stuff? And then she was given that, or she did go ahead with that. Now, I'm like, oh no. So one of the processes was before she goes to a cell or where they're going to keep her, she had to be stripped naked and searched. I don't really know the process.
It's a police process. Yeah.
But however, so the lady is telling me over the phone as I was, following up on what happened after I left, that something wrapped in a cloth as she's undressing came out and fell on the ground. As the police officer, the lady officer, was reaching for it, she quickly ran and took that. Kandi, it's a USB.
Flash drive.
Yes. That USB, she swallowed it in front of the officer.
As big as it is.
Don't ask me how.
How does it?
I have no idea. I really have no idea.
In front of the police.
In front of the police. Listen.
People do stuff.
In front of the officer.
What did they do?
So, excuse me. So, I think it was one lady police officer who was ensuring or taking care of whatever was happening there. So, she had to go call other lady cops, to come check what's happening here, because Naya, she's in disbelief.
How does someone swallow a whole memory stick?
So now she was told to get dressed. Now they had to go again to now. There's another story. No, before that, so another story. So I think I really don't know the levels, but they had to go to the senior to tell, okay, now there's new developments from this. She swallowed a USB, and then apparently she was like, no, there was no USB here. Now the police officer asked, are you saying I am lying? As a police officer, are you saying I'm lying? I was like, yes, you are lying. I don't know why you're doing this to me. I'm young and blah, blah, blah. And then, yes, so she eventually had to go to... So now the cop needs to have proof that she really, that the
Swallowed
whole
a memory stick
yes,
and the
because
cop
this
is
one
not
is saying yes,
lying.
and yeah. So they took her to the hospital, X-ray vibes and all of that. USB was seen sitting here. But it says on the USB, they then took her back to her cell, and then was given a bucket there to
Take it out.
to take it out, and she was told, but we need this. So until you give us this USB, noma wenza kanjani, we need it clean. You are not leaving. Third day, they got the USB. Clean, ingananix.
It still worked.
I don't know. So they took they took it in for forensic department or whatever. So that happened, and then yeah.
You're even traumatizing Ukia. He's thinking, what?
I think having to
people
retell
do
this
this.
story, I'm re-traumatized. I'm traumatized again myself. At least now I can, nicely tell the story. At night, I think for in fact, the entire month, before I sleep, I say a prayer. And at a point, I didn't know what to say. And because I'm still I'm like, God, what kind of experience is this? What must I do? Because I was still fighting with myself, taking a young girl to prison, to jail, and all of this. It's still, not sitting very well with me.
What are the police saying? Do you have an option to forgive, for example? And say, you know what, I forgive her.
So, I was told my options, né? And with the options that I had, because I was actually talking to a lawyer, because now it's a legal matter. And I have my practice to protect. I have myself, number one, to protect. I have my practice to protect. And I have my mom's reputation to protect. I have my reputation to protect. This is my bread and butter, So my options were, okay, before I get to that, a month later, I just forgot the title of the gent who does investigating officer, I think, came to my office and was like, can you please provide the banking details of her, ne? For
where the money was going.
No, where I pay her salary, because her salary, I pay her salary go Capitec, but this money was going to an ABSA bank account.
Okay.
And ABSA bank is where we are banking with. So I suppose she changed or opened another bank account at ABSA strategically so that the clients will not ask questions.
Because it's still ABSA.
Because it's still ABSA, right? So I provided all of that, and then another month later, because they kept coming and investigating and asking me something or asking for documentations and proof and stuff like that, ne? Before, this story, ne? So I got my files. I got my files, ne? When I received these files, there were 2024 annual financial statements that were ready and signed.
By you?
With my signature, not by me. They had my exact signature. How, I don't know. Because I would do everything and then PDF for her to print and then, get them ready. And then, because we don't do electronic
stuff. So she
stuff.
found a way to get your signature.
She found a way to get my signature. So in those files, the ones that the police officers retrieved from her home, so they had to drive with her to her home, and then there were 5 files that were retrieved there, and then I received all of those files, and all financial statements were there. So now I'm reviewing her work now. There was arithmetic errors. There there was a lot of errors. The presentation of the statements were wrong. The books were not balancing, clearly prepared by someone who, and I don't even know how she even got to the report side of things, but she was able to. So there were two options, yeah. One, okay, I was giving this background. The investigating officer, at a point, she came to my office with a bank statement this thick. This thick, actually, but thick. And those were all the transactions from the Absa bank account since 6 months that she's been working for me. So she started this way over a year plus months. And I asked to just check. And then the investigating officer also asked, is this your school? Is this your school? Is this your school? And there were over 20 schools.
Goodness. And these were previously your clients that defected?
Yes.
Were the prices the same? How was she getting them? Was she offering them good discounts?
Yes. So she was she was she was charging them way a very lower rate. Yes. She was charging them a very lower rate.
When you discovered this, especially with the over 20 clients, did you, in your heart, did you want to get them back? Or you were like, you know what, you guys are not my type of clients. If you can do this to me. Remember,
these clients, when they walk in, fortunately for me, I actually had a conversation with one of the clients that, some of the clients, you have a relationship. No, with your clients. Some of your clients, you have a relationship whereby you can talk, you can share what's happening, and then you can still have them as your client type of a thing.
Yeah.
So I fortunately had that conversation with one of the schools, the principals, yeah. And I was like, how did you not notice? Were you aware? I was like, no. When I walk in your office, I see a person
in your office.
In your office. When I'm given banking details, I pay, and then I am expecting to receive.
Which makes sense, because this is all happening in your office.
Yes.
You were just not there.
I was just not there. And I wasn't there for a very long time.
Hasn't it made you afraid, though, to recruit?
It has. A lot.
Where are you now?
I am still with the replacement, and we are quite happy. I'm happy with him.
Also, at least you've got someone who's made you realize that
yes,
it can
but work. But then now, obviously through the mentorship as well, I am more wiser, and I got actually a lesson that I must look at my employees as criminals. I must stop trusting too much, but just not tell them.
Explain this one.
So
you know why I'm asking. I actually had a run-in. I used to have a franchise with my brother, and he said something similar.
Okay.
He said, if you're working with a team, just assume they are stealing and then get evidence to the contrary.
Yes. And in fact, ever since I've shifted my mind to that, it had made me put in controls that I never knew that I needed, and it had made me, scrutinize my own company deeper and in detail, because I really didn't think some of the things after having to really look and zoom in, especially in the HR sector, I had things to fix.
All right. So when you're looking at this whole criminal principle, how is it looking like practically? You sit and think, if I were to be a criminal, how would I work here? What would I do? And then you work back to the controls.
Yes. So you think if I was a criminal, because obviously a criminal in a company will be interested in two things: cash and stock, which is what's making or giving you money. So then you think, okay, where do I get cash, or how do I get cash? Okay, this is the okay. How can I could do that? And what am I currently doing? How can I ensure that the next person's hand or the next person doesn't have a direct, entry to this process? So you sit and analyze like that.
All right. it's nice that you brought in stock. I think it will help someone who has a business that has stock
Yes.
to say, think if I were to be a worker that has full intention to steal,
Yes.
what are the opportunities for me,
Yes.
and
yes.
how what kind of company can I work in that will not discover?
100%.
So
Yes.
it's a company that doesn't do stock taking. That's like
yes.
a
yes.
first one. Okay. All right. So when you did the consultation, what did you fix in your HR processes? And I think when you were talking about this, you talked about formally letting them go. There was a process there.
Yes. Actually, I didn't answer one of your questions before we get there.
Okay.
You asked me what options did I have.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me start there and then we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So, with the lawyer guy, told me, Sissy, you have two options here: to save your clients, or to save her. What would you do?
That's not much of an option.
Exactly. So and saving my clients is saving me in this case, because obviously I'm at a point where all of the groundwork is now paying off. How am I going to let that go? Because I obviously worked hard for the company to get here, and why must I save her? I'm in this position because of her, and then having that conversation with him actually made me realize that, remember, she used my signature, and
Yeah.
I remember I took you through the process. Used my signature. Already I've discovered is very poor quality reports, and these are going to be audited by Auditor General when submitted. And where is that going to put me? I'm going to lose my license to practice. No bread, let alone butter, no bread.
Yeah, if you get blacklisted by the accounting body, that
I'm
might
gonna
be
be
a
disbarred,
that's a big
100%.
problem.
Yes.
So they were saying that's the risk you're facing.
So they said I have those two options. So if I am, and no, the reason why actually we even got to a point where we're discussing options, because they called me in to say, this was the lawyer person from the police, by the way, station. So he was saying to me, we will actually have to, part of the process, they will interview all of these clients that were part of this scandal. But I'm like, but that will mean I will lose my clients, because now,
When
as an
they see
accountant, you
police
want to
coming.
be trusted. One, seeing a police on its own, you're already thinking, what did I do? Why police? And then, you just don't want anything to do with police. Now, if you don't trust your accountant, how are you going
if your
to move?
accountant is bringing police to your door,
Do you understand? Already I'm out of the door.
so you refuse
to
let the police go to interview the clients.
I had to agree, because if that is not happening, but I had asked them that, is it necessary for them to interview all of them?
You said get a sample.
Yeah, just how you do auditing, your sample most. You don't go from from one and all of to 100. So they actually were like, okay, Sissy, we will have to interview some. That is fine. Maybe not all of them, because actually they discovered that is a lot. So they had to, I think, prove beyond those legal terms, and then reasonable doubt. So I gave them the go ahead to do that, and obviously I chose not to save her, but to save myself. Coming to your question now, from the mentorship, some of the solutions that were very, very helpful. With all of this, at no point I thought of reporting to my professional body, because there was just a lot happening.
Yeah.
And then two, I didn't even think that it's necessary for me to have a way to fire her, because isn't it obvious that I'm not going to work with you after all of that? Yes, because it is crime. But based on regulations and laws, then I was told, no,
There's a
There's
process.
a process, HR process that you will have to follow, whereby I had to, what is it called?
Disciplinary.
Disciplinary hearing, yes. Set up a discipline. Remember, she's in jail.
Yeah.
So I had to send her emails inviting her to her own disciplinary hearing meeting. And then remind her, Sissy, I had sent you an email, you know, and then write a report that you failed to attend your own disciplinary hearing and therefore you have been dismissed.
Don't you have to use channels that she can access?
It's a Gmail account.
Is it?
And I had sent WhatsApps as well.
Could she access though in jail? Or it doesn't matter?
I've never
as long
been
as
arrested before, Coach. I don't know.
I don't know.
I had no. Well, that was at that point. Honestly, I didn't know that for one that I had to
You
do
have
that.
to
Yes,
communicate and say,
yes,
we are going to let you go.
And two, remember now, I am in this mindset. I am protecting myself in all levels. Now HR is coming and I'm like, okay, that's what I need to do. Okay, let me do that. I have to report myself, have the the chat with
Accounting body.
my accounting body. And luckily for me, I'm doing some voluntarily work. I'm actually the chairperson for the schools unit for my professional body. I actually started the whole movement for the schools to support some of the accountants that are dealing with schools. So for me, I've been already talking to the executive, so it was more of a quick chat. In fact, I actually approached it and asked for an advice, and then before I even asked, they told me about the procedures I need to do first within the body to protect myself. And one of them, they also asked for a case number. So imagine now,
If you hadn't reported.
I have not reported or changed my minds and chose to save her, what was going to happen to me in my practice?
What has this taught you as a person and as a business person?
I think for me, one, being able to regulate my emotions.
Okay.
Because I feel like I was tested, and I was tested in front of a client where I have to be professional, which was very, very difficult. It was very, very difficult. And then two, it taught me a principle to look at my employees as criminals to improve my internal controls and to obviously improve systems, right? To protect the company.
I like the principle and I like what it can do. So when my brother told me the same thing, I had a nice long argument with him because I'm not like that. I start from they are good people until they prove they are not.
I was the same. I was the same before this whole experience, and then now I am converted. I'm with the principal.
No, even with me, look, he said it. I told him I don't work like that.
Yeah.
We were both working together, but it turned out he was right. So they did steal. Most of them, not all.
Okay.
Most did steal, and another would take it's a like king pie franchise.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Some would take chips.
So you had inventory.
Yeah, we had stuff. So you would take chips and stuff, and one person later came and just laughed at us. It laughed at me actually. No, one of your guys has a shop there. At least he doesn't have cost of sales because he's selling your chips out there.
And he's making money.
So, and I looked at the accounting system.
Yeah.
That was there, and that's when I started to track average costs and stuff. And over time, I would see they are changing because what then it means is when stock comes in, let's say you have, I'll use pies. Let's say 100 pies come in, and one pie is like 5 rand. You can load that I received 100 pies at 5 rand.
Yes.
But he would not at 5 rand each. Sorry, I received 100 rands. 100 pies. We paid 1,000 rands.
Yes.
But he would change and say we received 80 pies, we paid 1,000 rands.
20
the amount
pies.
we paid is the amount of the invoice, so the system will still receive the stock, but the amount on the system, even when you do your stock check, if you come and count, you see the pies that are in the system and it tallies.
Match.
But he messed it up in the entry.
The order, the
Yeah.
initial order.
So he would do those things. What it changes is the average cost per pie. And if you're not paying attention to your system, you won't pick that up. So it went on for, I'm sure, over a year.
So you were once in my shoes, I see.
Yeah, we sponsor. But look, Mina, I didn't really change to the other side. I'm still
Right.
on, because I've seen that there are bosses that take that side to the extreme.
Okay.
That say employees are criminal. And it's so painful when you work in an organization that treats you like one
Yes.
when you know you're not one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've seen that it can be painful to work in an organization where you're being treated like a criminal when you're
I
not
also
one.
wouldn't want to work there.
Yeah, so I guess it's more balancing. You can think it and
Think.
put the controls.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I'm saying converted, I mean exactly like that. Because, like I'm saying, a work environment can get so, challenging. Imagine now when I, as the person who's planning and strategizing and, laying out how your company is, and you're like, criminals. No, but the principle, though, when it woke me. Like, that was a moment of my eyes were open to a view that I haven't even considered, because I was leading and, trusting that one person who I am
I got you.
growing, and, I would like to see her as a qualified accountant at a point, which was, by the way, her dream. So one of the lessons also, not to trust too much. Especially,
I hope it doesn't change you from the kind person you are to another version of an entrepreneur.
No, not at all, actually. I don't think so. But a lot of lessons were learned. That's one thing I'll tell you. And a lot of how I look at things now have changed, and a lot of principles in terms of application and what to introduce in the company now to obviously protect the practice itself and me, and to protect the employees from them or being tempted. Rather, they must just know by up type of a thing. So not change me as a person, but change my outlook onto things.
What advice do you have to another young entrepreneur that says, I don't want to go through your level of drama?
You know what? You never really know. It's just like life. Challenges are there. And my mindset, in fact, even when I, challenge myself to go the entrepreneurial route, my one thing is to have fun while I'm at it. Yes, sleepless nights are there, hard work is there, sometimes just smart working is there. But like, my advice would be, try not to lose yourself. But first, you need to know why you are doing what you're doing, and you need to know who you are as well and what you stand for, because there's a lot that's going to test you. This is just this is one of the major stories, but, there's other challenging things that I've came across. And now, 2 years later, when I look back, I'm like, what? I survived that. I tap myself in the back. I'm like, girl, you're doing good. Like, I'm proud of you, And a year later, I will look at this and, be happy that I had learned a lot, actually, because now also I'm very grateful that this is happening while my firm is still small.
Can you give an example of safeguards that you've put in place? So if someone wants to work with your company, can look at and say, I can trust you?
What do you mean?
Because they might say this might happen again. Why should I trust you with my company?
So I can answer that in two ways. Ne?
Yeah.
One, remember when a client is coming to you, ne? Of course they've done their research and what do you as a person, the company reputation and all of that. Ne? And fortunately for me, I'm sitting here, and those clients that actually know what had happened they know what happened because I was honest. And yes, they were not happy in the beginning, but at the same time, they felt for me. And I remember having a conversation with one of the clients, and was actually saying, no, don't even worry. I also run my business, and I know some of these things happen. And some of the things are in our control, some are not. So I'm not going to sit here and say, I promise you all
You
of
will
this.
never.
And no, I can't promise that. But of course, a lot of controls were improved in terms of the kind of access that my employees have to my clients' information. Yeah? And two, I onboard my own clients now. That wasn't there in the beginning. Hence, she could have her own clients within my clients, because what I then realized, especially with the names that were being called out from her bank statements, I'm like, I don't know those. Some of those schools I don't know, but I know that there's no way that she can have a school name in her bank account uzoyithatha if it's not from my firm. So I was like, okay, how do I need to onboard so that I know all of my clients, and then my clients will just record keep, and that only have access only
The
to
team
that.
will record keep.
And then yes, so the team will record keep, and then I'll have a view to everything else.
Is it working?
It is working. It is working. Hence I said I'm happy with the replacement. I'm happy with the replacement.
What is the future looking like for you? What should we look out for?
What you should look out for now, thanks to Coach Dando, is Gungati Imperium not only focusing in schools, which I did say those are our primary clients. Now you should look out to Gungati Imperium in private company spaces, more providing advisory services, dealing with tax issues. Basically now being a real accountant, if I can say.
Being a real accountant at scale to business owners.
Yes.
Do you work with companies outside of the Eastern Cape?
I do. I actually have 18 wine brands that I am doing work for.
Okay.
Yes. Who are also working with the land bank.
Who should not call you?
Scammers. I don't want to go to jail. So who shouldn't call me? Someone who's going to waste my time. Because I don't really have much time. Two, someone who's not willing to pay after delivering a service. And three, someone who will want me to cook books. We are very ethical here. And we do not want to, attract the nation by being front page news daily.
That this one was cooking.
Yes, this one was cooking.
I think anyone who will watch this will know how far you go to protect your practice number.
Definitely.
You go
So just don't come my
very
way.
far.
Yes, 100%.
So if
yes.
they need cooking, you're not the person.
No, I'm not the person. Sorry. Try next door.
I wish you all the best, eh?
Thank you, Coach. And I'm very happy that now you are available. You're a part of my circle now. If you were there, you were part of the people that I was gonna call when I was outside the police station. Coach, what must I do now?
What should I do? Trust me, I haven't encountered a situation like that. So listening to your story was also a moment to learn.
Okay.
That an employee can get arrested and you actually have to go through a process to fire them and not ignore it and say they're in jail anyway.
Yeah.
I don't need to have fired them. Otherwise, they come back and claim salaries.
Yeah.
Because it's like they were on, what would they call it? A leave.
Yeah. Well, imagine. And you know what? I'd actually thank F&B and Fetola program for that, because I feel like I did have like a 911 place to call when that was happening, because I can't imagine how I was going to do it
If you're
if
all
I
by
wasn't
yourself,
if I
right?
was all by myself. For example, maybe me myself now would be arrested or something because she could have easily, if for example, it's like, okay, I'm reporting to work, you did not fire me, what was I going to do?
Yeah.
Do you understand? So at least I was in the limelight as to what to do next and all of that, but definitely a lot of lessons learned.
Love it, and thank you. If you have questions for her, are you going to be creating content? Actually, that might be a nice one.
Another thing to look forward to or out for is Babalwa, the school's guru, Babalwa, the accountant to go to.
That's going to be a channel.
That is going to be a channel.
You know, we hold people accountable here.
It's okay.
We'll say by the time we have this episode up, look in the description. If the link to the channel is not there, please call out the sister.
Yes.
You need to start creating and teaching. I think you've learned a lot through this experience and through your journey as an entrepreneur.
Yes.
You have a lot to teach, so teach us.
I will do, and I look forward.
Thank you for hanging with us till this time. It's been fun and educational. See you in the next episode, and let me know what you think she should create content about. Thank you.
Thank